It's the best of bias. You need the earful, you should try us. From pop culture to the movies to Unitas. It's the best of bias. Your best of bias. Yeah, it's the best of bias.
What's up, everybody? It's your boy Lydell Dinero coming back at you with a new episode of the Best of Bias Podcast, episode 257, season 4. You already know what it is. What's up, everybody? Hope you're doing well this weekend. Thank you for clicking play on this podcast, because I know you could have been anywhere else in the world, but you decided to click play on this wonderful podcast, and we're glad to have you. Welcome to the family. If you're new, family members, welcome back. We got some stuff to talk about this week. Some happiness, some sadness, a little bit of everything, and a little bit of time to do it. So let's get right into it. So it's y'all, what's going on? Everybody doing good today? Everybody doing good? I'm going to check up on you first. Everybody's doing good. Hopefully your stressors are gone. We made it through the week again. Football season's in full effect, so I'm happy. That's my stress relief. Every time we get to Thursday, we got Thursday night football. I'm like, yes, we made it. Lightweight. We got some college football coming on Friday nights, and then Saturday, Sunday, we get into the shebang. I kind of wish it was pushed up a little bit. More games on Thursday and Friday, some NFL on Saturday, and then, because Sunday kind of signifies we go back to work and shit the next day, and sometimes I'm getting a little bit depressed about it. But that 7 hours of football, you know what I mean? It gets me in my zone. I mean, though we have to go back to work and deal with stressors at the beginning of the weeks and stuff, sometimes people got to do something to deal with the stressors on the weekend. Happy sports are back. Happy you guys are here. Let me stop ranting. Let's get into some stuff. You know what I'm saying? Again, hopefully everybody's doing okay. And let's get into some bias. Hope you guys are ready because we got a lot to talk about. Let's start. Should we start with fantasy or should we start with NFL? You know the order. If you guys are new or if you're old listeners and not really used to how we break down the sports and the pop culture, today we got a double episode. I'm gonna try to get that out. Hopefully if the system at B lets me do it, it's a solo mission here. I don't got a producer for me, so I got kind of handling myself, keep track of where I'm at, and not go over time, so I can make shit work for you. These HD cameras and technology nowadays, man, takes a lot of brain power, and when you solo dolo, no excuses. Let's get right to it. Anyways, let's start with some fantasy football, man. This week, I promised y'all, I know. 0-1 I started last week. I lost to Primetime Pope. When 0-1, I said this week it's going to be something different. I just don't want this to be a trend. This year that everybody has their best game of the season against me. I don't know if it's average for everybody's score to be about in the 130s and shit like that. But if you score 130 points every week, I'm projected to score 130 points every week. I can't be losing and having people score points against me because that's what happened again this week, man. I know I was boasting to know it all at the beginning of the season, the draft, I drafted well, blah, blah, blah. I was talking all my shit. But now, shit's just not going my way. Last year I went 0-2 as well to begin. Can't go 0-3. We're going to try to change it around. But let me just talk about the scoring here, man. I lost to Jet Holiday. I lost to Damo. 130 to 148. He had 148. I had 130. After week 1, I was the 8 seed. Damo was the 2 seed. Lost to him. Cam's Catering, came up short to Josh Darnett. Josh Darnett won 123 to 105. Cam's Catering, 9 seed, going against that 4 seed. Josh was able to handle it. Josh Darnett, which is Jason, excuse me. It gets kind of confusing because I'm going to say the names of the teams, and I'm going to try to tell you the name of the player after that. Just in case they show up on the podcast, like I always say, to talk a little bit about it, but you probably won't even care anyways, but I just be saying it like that. So anyways, Josh Darnett was the 4 seed playing the 9 seed, and the 4 seed came out on top. K-Swag, only 74 points. He must have had Joe Burrow. I think he did have Joe Burrow and he got hurt. So his team didn't score no points, which is kind of detrimental to you, especially, you know what I mean? I think you might want to know. But yeah, that's 74 points. You need to score points towards your team to make it in the playoffs to get a little higher seed to actually make the seed, especially if you're tied with somebody in 6, you know what I mean? But Hot Boys was able to come out on top, get his first win, 106 to 74. K-Swag being the 10 seed and Hot Boys being the 7. Armpit was able to beat Primetime Pope, drop Primetime Pope down to 1-1. Armpit was the 5 seed. taking on Primetime Pup, the 6th seed. He was able to come out on top there. Pause. And then we had Sean's championship team, the 12th seed against the 1 seed, Jordan Love Island. He lost tremendously, 176 to 100, lost by 76 points. That's crazy. And then the 3 seed Shenanigans beat the, what seed is he? I'm going to say this is the 4 seed? Nope. I don't know. But anyways, Shenanigans, the 3 seed beat, CD's Nuts, 135 to 89. So, yeah. It wasn't really a good week for me. Bo Nix had a good game, 3 touchdowns. Amarian Hampton's situation, I don't know what's going on there, man. I don't know if they're not going to use him at all. The split with Najee Harris, I don't know what's happening there. They're just throwing the ball more than they're supposed to be. They're supposed to be a running team, and for some reason they're deciding to throw the ball at every chance they get. Keenan Allen's resurrection is something to be studied. But you draft Amari and Hampton in the first round, you sign Najee Harris. You're known for being a running team, but you're not going to run the ball at all. I think Amari and Hampton had maybe like 2 or 3 carries in the first half. It was kind of ridiculous. Yeah, and it's like when he's in the game, the line want to block for him. It's crazy. It's nuts. But everybody else performed well on my team. Malik Neighbors had a game. The resurrection of Russell Wilson with those deep balls. Pause. Whoa, that's crazy. Neighbors had 41 points, but I played against Amon-Ra St. Brown, who had like 39. I played against, who else had a day against me for no reason at all? Who else was on Damo's squad? I think it was like, who was his running back? Yeah, James Conner. I don't remember exactly, but his main running back and his main receiver, his top 2 receivers just got off against me at least 20 points each, and it was ugly. So, yeah, this week I had a terrible week. Again, I'll be more enthusiastic on weeks I do win, but good job, fellas. We're moving swiftly. Nothing's going wrong. Everybody is paid up or talked to me about it. So we're moving in a good direction this season. I just need to win some goddamn games, man. I feel like I have a stacked team. I'm projected so many points a week, but I just feel like the person who plays against me also has their highest projections, and they beat me and then lose next week, you know? It's like when your ex breaks up with you, or you break up with your ex and they go get married to the next guy. What the fuck is happening with this fantasy shit, man? God damn it. I should be doing better. But the standings right now, let me see, going into week 3, we got Jordan Love Island in first place at 2-0, Jet 2 Holiday, Damo at 2-0, Shenanigans at 2-0 in third, Josh Darnett, Jason, 2-0 in fourth, Armpit, Derek, 2-0 in fifth place. We have Primetime Pope at 1-1 in sixth, Hot Boys at 1-1 in seventh, me, 8th place at 0-2, Cam's Catering 0-2 in 9th place. K Swag 10th place at 0-2. CD's Nuts 11th place at 0-2. And then Sean's championship team in 12th place at 0-2. But a lot of time left, fellas. 13 weeks before the playoffs. So you have a lot of time, and 6 teams get into the playoffs. So keep your hopes up. Things will change. Things will break. I will win some games. I promise you, I'm not going to lose every game this season. I'm willing to bet $1 million on it. So, yeah. But fantasy, man, if you're looking to bet, actually, I'll get into my, the NFL week 2 scores and what I think is going to happen in NFL week 3 wise. But fantasy, man, don't give up on the rookies. I know a lot of the rookie running backs that we drafted early didn't produce yet, haven't really produced yet. And a lot of the rookies this year, the only one that really has produced, I would say, is Tyler Warren. And still, like, I don't know, man. Just don't give up on anybody. Hold firm. I know if you're 0-2 right now, it's easy to get discouraged. But just hold firm. Just know that, you know, the rookie's time will come. I know I got a couple. Actually, my bench is lined with rookies. I got Hampton, Hunter. I have Matthew Golden now. I picked up off of waivers. I got Tyler Warren. And, you know, we thought the experience of the rookies this year would come into play a lot earlier. But a lot of the stalwarts and the older guys are still putting up points to all the familiar guys in fantasy, but hold those rookies if you can. Caleb Johnson, though, you might be able to drop him. Hampton, Hunter, uh, Matthew Golden, give them a chance. These guys are taken in the first round for a reason. So for my fantasy advice for the day, hold on to the rookies. They're rookies for a reason. Genty, don't panic. These guys will get better, I promise, as the season goes on. 17 games, not a lot of preseason for these guys. They'll get it together eventually by games 3 or 4, and you'll love them eventually. But moving into NFL Week 2, there was scores, there was games. Starting with Thursday's games. Wednesday, it was the Commanders versus the Packers. The Commanders, yeah. Why do I feel like I didn't watch this game? Why do I feel like that? But anyways, the Commanders lost 27-18. Yeah, the Packers look like the real deal this year. Their defense is crazy. The offense is able to do whatever they want. Jaden Daniels actually did end up getting hurt that game, so he's not going to be playing next week. I think Marcus Mariota is starting for him. And the Packers, man, they're seeming like the real deal. I mean, according to the opponents they played the first 2 weeks, they're able to exploit them defensively. And Jordan Love, man, everybody think he's the next coming to Aaron Rodgers, and he's a MVP front runner right now, especially the way that Micah Parsons and that defense is playing and running around. You know what I mean? So they were able to do that. Again, the Commanders won that game. I don't know if it was who I predicted to win, but I think I predicted the Packers to win. I'm not 100% sure on that one. I know you guys like to keep me honest though, but keep me honest in the chat if you guys know who I picked. But for these ones, I did highlight who I picked. The Browns in the Sunday games. The Browns lost to the Baltimore Ravens 41-17. Baltimore, you knew they were going to come out and win after the week 1 blunder. Derrick Henry didn't do that well this week, but everybody else did on the team. They blew out the Browns. All the hope everybody had in the week 1 Browns went out the window with this week. Joe Flacco looked very pedestrian and didn't do well in the revenge game at all. Ravens won that game, and I was right about that prediction. Cincinnati Bengals were able to beat the Jags. I did predict that would happen, but Joe Burrow got hurt in this game. Turf toe injury. The end of the season, he's out 3 months. But with Browning, he came in and was able to secure a victory for the Bengals late, so they're able to squeak out a victory again 2 weeks in a row, 31-27. The Giants lost to the Cowboys in a thriller again. Russell Wilson had a throwback game, 400-something yards, like second most yards he's ever had. Throwing moon balls to Wan'Dale Robinson. Malik Nabers is a dog, doing what he can, but ultimately, Dak Prescott and the Cowboys were able to get enough yards, and Aubrey being in a dome is the cheat code, especially if he's at home, kick 60-yard field goals, and they were able to do enough to get in field goal position to win the game. Cowboys doing what they can, showing that they do have life and may not be as bad as everybody's actually saying they're going to be. And I like to see the fight that they're having. Everybody's taking a second look at them now. Excuse me, maybe possibly being a wild card team, Dak, with George Pickens and CeeDee Lamb and Javonte Williams. He's looking like there's a resurrection there. Everybody doubted him, when he's at the Broncos. Now he's back with scoring touchdowns for the Cowboys, making them look good, getting them in position for Aubrey to kick those field goals. So Cowboys came out on top there in overtime. I did pick the Cowboys to win that game. Chicago got destroyed by Detroit. I picked Detroit to win that game. Another game where they picked an opponent to get a revenge game. The Packers did them dirty week 1. So they said, okay, we're not as bad as everybody think we is. We're going to blow out the team that we play. And they did. They didn't take out the starters after being up like 60, 100 points. Amon-Ra St. Brown scoring 3 touchdowns. Just embarrassing Ben Johnson and his first head coaching job over there since leaving. The Lions, they just stuck it to him for leaving. It looked like they were doing a lot. It was kind of embarrassing. It's the Lions. They like to try to embarrass people when they can. But when they lose, it's boo-hoo. Everybody's hard on us. But yeah, I predicted the Lions to win, and they won 52-21. Miami and New England. New England won this game 33-27. I predicted Miami to win this game in a get-right game after losing week 1. But Mike McDaniels seems to have lost the team, man. The team is all over the place in the media for the wrong reasons. Lost 2 weeks in a row. Giving the Patriots their first win. And Drake May out there doing his thing. Looking like, the starter of the future for the Patriots. And I did not predict that one right. 49ers and Mac Jones go to New Orleans and beat the Saints at home. Spencer Rattler and they were trash. Nothing really good to say about the Saints. I never will, never will, never will. Even the 49ers with all those injuries walked into your house and stomped y'all, bro. I don't know what's going on with that. Good, but good on Mac Jones, good on Mike Shanahan, good on the 49ers giving it all they got, even with all those injuries to George Kittle, IU, everybody that's hurt on the team, damn near everybody. So you name it, that person's probably hurt. So yeah. Not thank you, but big ups to McCaffrey for putting the team on your back and doing what you guys got to do to secure that win. So the 49ers did win 26-21. I did predict that one right. The Buffalo Bills beat the Jets. There's nothing really much to say about that besides Justin Fields got a concussion. Everybody knew the Bills were going to win that game. They won 30-10. Pittsburgh versus Seattle. That was a crazy game. Pittsburgh seemed to have had it in the books until Caleb Johnson muffed a kickoff with the new kickoff rule. The ball landed in the landing zone and went in the end zone. And if you don't touch it as the offensive or the receiving team, if the defense gets its touchdown, he didn't know the rules. He had an opportunity to get the ball and be on the hands team and get some playing time and fucked it up for the team. The game that they thought they had in the bag, Seattle actually ended up scoring and just putting the pedal to the metal, just embarrassing them in the end, 31-17. I think I predicted the Pittsburgh Steelers to win this one. The Rams beat the Titans 33-19. The Rams seem to be back. Devontae Adams catching balls out there looks deadly from Matthew Stafford. The defense is looking good. Puka Nacua is looking good. The Rams take care of business at home. Are they at home? I don't really know, but they did win against Tennessee. Picked that one right. Denver versus the Indianapolis Colts. I think I picked Denver to win this game. Indianapolis only won on some weird field goal shit at the end of the game. The referee messed up a call, causing a runoff and some bullshit that shouldn't have been. The Colts should have had a further field goal, or time should have ran off the clock or some weird shit. But the mistake of the referee gave the Colts another shot to make the field goal, and they were able to make it on some ridiculous shit, which I would have been upset about if I was the coach. And he probably was mad. Daniel Jones out there is having a resurrection of his career too with the Colts, making plays for them. And Bo Nix, come on, man. I love you as an Oregon player, but bro, you got to not make all these mistakes. I think he has like maybe 3 or 4 interceptions in the first 2 games. And you're my starting fantasy quarterback. I can't have that. I have PTSD from Kyler Murray last year, bro. It's already week 2 and I'm got some soul searching to do, man. Well, let's go, Bo. You got this, brother. But I didn't get that one right. I'm sorry, y'all. Arizona beat the Panthers because the Panthers suck. That's all. 27-22. Philadelphia and Kansas City. Philadelphia won again, 20-17. I think it's the 3rd straight game that Philadelphia beat Kansas City. I predicted that Kansas City was going to win this game because I couldn't see Patrick Mahomes' company going 0-2. I thought they were at least going to win one game after losing the first game, and they lost to the Eagles in the Super Bowl. So I thought the refs and the presence of Taylor Swift, though she was behind bulletproof or in a box the whole time. I don't know what that was about. But yeah, I don't know why would she think? Maybe she was hiding a pregnancy. People think it was pregnancy. People think it's like precautions based on, kind of fans and the stuff that happened recently in the news. But yeah, it was interesting. But anyways, they didn't win. They're 0-2 for the first time in I don't know how long, and people are panicking on the Chiefs now. But I don't know, man. I don't know. It might mess up the engagement tour if the Chiefs aren't good. So something might happen soon. Something has to give. They play the Giants this week, I believe. So I think they're probably going to get their redemption win and make them look good again. But I was wrong about the Chiefs game. And then Atlanta Falcons and the Minnesota Vikings. Atlanta Falcons defense is surprisingly good. JJ McCarthy looked like a rookie in the second game, was really frazzled, ended up getting hurt again. He's going to be out a couple of weeks there, which is really sad, man. A lot of these quarterbacks, man, Joe Burrow included, you want them to have a chance, you want them to be good and be able to prove to the world that they're actually good. People be hating on them all day long, but their lines be getting them destroyed. And a lot of times they don't have the best time or the availability to develop because these owners and these teams don't develop right. It's just kind of sad to see him coming in with the expectations of what Sam Darnold did last year for the Vikings, going 14-2 with them. It's just sad to see it going downhill for him so fast. I thought they was at least going to get to mid-season before this happened, and it wasn't going to be injury related, but it's sad to see. Let's see. And the Falcons won 22-6. I was wrong about that one. Tampa Bay did their thing against the Houston Texans last week. The Houston Texans lost against the Rams, so at home this was something they needed to win. But CJ Stroud wasn't looking good, man. The offensive line isn't really good. After the first bomb that he threw to Nico Collins in the back of the end zone, that got me a little scared. You know what I'm saying? I thought Tampa was going to get ran all over. But they're able to get their shit together and play some defense, get to CJ Stroud. Baker looked good. He was a dog. You know, even though our line is kind of banged up, we lost 2 linemen. We lost Gadecki, all right, fucking tackle. Foot injury, tried to gut it out and play, but ended up hurting himself again. So we had to put a backup there. At the end of the game, our right guard revealed he was playing with a knee injury that, you know, should have took him out the whole game, but he played through it. He's out for the season, so we have to shuffle that around again, waiting for Tristan Wirfs to come back. But our team is with some dogs. Ibuka scored another touchdown. Bucky Irvin played like a dog. Rashad White showing why we need to keep him and pay him next year. Levante David almost had an interception. We lost Kalijah Cansey to a pec injury, but everybody's stepping up. Robert Lucas, Greg Gaines, everybody stepping up in the sake of injuries. We saw Benjamin Morrison out there playing. Getting his warm-ups and his reps. I saw some good shit. We're able to win 20-19 in the Thriller. And then Chargers, Justin Herbert, my boy, is looking great out there with the coaching of Jim Harbaugh, throwing the ball around to everybody, showing everybody he is a quarterback that should be MVP, and a quarterback coming out of Oregon that everybody doubted that he is the prototype to be a great quarterback. Behind Baker, man, you already know it's good with me and Justin. You feel me? Pause. You know, so I'm all for the resurrection of Justin and all for showing everybody what's good. That first game against the Chiefs was great. In this game against the Raiders, he was able to do his thing, throw the ball all over the field, and help his team get another victory, going 2-0. So this is the first year that the Chargers are actually really hopeful. You know, maybe some of those San Diego fans out there will actually be wanting the San Diego Chargers back. You know what I'm saying? Because I really do want them out of LA. Let the Rams have that. Go back to San Diego, bro. Put Justin, give him his own city. You feel me? Even though, I mean, he's probably happy, but that's just me personally. But yeah, hopefully I won you guys some money. Hopefully I was able to steer you guys in the right direction. Sometimes, you know, I can give you guys bad advice, but this is sometimes how I feel. And I can give that advice to put you in the right direction. Sometimes I can give bad advice. My bias is going to be always there with the NFC South teams. The Falcons, I'm going to give them credit when they're playing the NFC South team, or if I think, you know, they got it, they got it. Saints, Panthers, probably never going to favor them in any game. So if you guys are against me in that, I feel that, but I do what I can for y'all to try to win y'all a little something. But really quickly here before we get into a commercial break and I'll end on some other sports news and some cinema corner here. Next week, starting Thursday, we have Buffalo and Miami. Buffalo is favored by 12.5 at home. I got Buffalo winning that game. We have the Browns playing the Packers. The Browns are at home, but the Packers are favored by 8.5 points. I got the Packers in that game. They're probably going to keep on rolling. The Browns offensively, they don't know what they're doing at quarterback. They do got Quinyon Judkins out there. He could be a little something to loosen up that passing game for the Browns. So we'll see how that goes, but I still think it's going to lose to the Packers. Jacksonville is at home against Houston. I think Houston get right, even though the Jacksonville is favored by 1.5, but I think Houston gets right. I don't think they go on 3. They can't go on 3. Minnesota's at home against the Bengals. I think even with Jake Browning, I think the Bengals can win. That offensive firepower has to do something. I know Minnesota is a good team, has a good defense, pretty much has good receivers. Just, you know, they're going to have a backup quarterback. They're starting Carson Wentz, so who knows what he's going to be about. But I think Jake Browning did his thing last year. I think when Joe Burrow was injured a little bit, so I think him with those weapons there, I think he'll be able to do a little bit more than the Vikings are going to do. So I think that's the first upset right there. Panthers versus Atlanta in Carolina. Atlanta's favored by 5.5. I got Atlanta in that one for sure. We have the Patriots at home against the Steelers. Steelers are favored by 1.5. I think the Steelers are going to win, but I think the Patriots, I got Kevin Wildes. Shout out Kevin Wildes. I'm going to pick New England Patriots on this one in an upset at home. The crowd behind them, they'll be feeling themselves after last week, come out playing. Stephon Diggs just announced there's a new baby on the way, him and Cardi. I think he'll put on a show at home. I got New England in that one. Philadelphia versus the Rams at home. Philadelphia 3.5 point favorites. I do think the Rams could win this game because the Eagles, I haven't really been impressed with their offense so far. I think they've just been winning based on the opponents they're playing. They know the Chiefs, and they played the Cowboys week 1, and they didn't even look that great that game. And I'm just kind of hating on the Rams because I feel like they're our biggest rivals in the NFC this year, and I don't want to give them that much credit. Shout out Derek and Kenny. So I got the Eagles winning at home just because I'm a hater. They're favored by 3.5 points, and I'm going to go with that. Commanders are at home against the Raiders. No Jaden Daniels, and I think after last week, Gino's going to recover well and do his thing. We'll see Genty get the ball a lot more, and I think they'll be able to do a little something against the Commanders and win. Let me see. Buccaneers versus the Jets. Though we have all these injuries, I think we'll be able to build off of last week, get the running game going out there in Tampa. The Jets are going to be starting a backup quarterback. I think they're starting Tyrod Taylor, so I think we'll take advantage of that and be able to win, confusing on defense. And the home crowd will be behind us, and we'll be able to go 3-0. Fingers crossed. Tennessee at Indianapolis. Tennessee at home against Indianapolis. I got Tennessee winning this. I just think that the Colts are going to fall back to earth sooner than later. They're favored by 4.5 points. Tennessee at home. I think Cam Ward is due for one. I think that's one he'll get. Seattle versus New Orleans at home, favored by 7.5 points. I think Seattle will cover and win that game. The Saints are trash, and I think they're tanking lightweight. San Francisco 49ers against the Cardinals. I think the Cardinals win this game. I think all the injuries will show up against the Arizona Cardinals, who are going kind of full throttle right now. I mean, they haven't looked the bbest the first 2 weeks. They are 2-0 though. And I think they have all their pieces. And I think that will show up against this team that's kind of depleted. And this week will be the first challenge for the 49ers against a full team that I think is ready to show up. Then we have Kansas City versus the Giants. It's the game where I think the Kansas City Chiefs will get their get back on Sunday night, get their first win, and show everybody they're not completely dead. Xavier Worthy will probably be back. The Giants will mess it up somehow. Favored by 6 points in New York. And then we have the Ravens versus Detroit on Monday night. I think the Ravens will take care of Detroit at home. The Lions think they'll come into Baltimore and do all that tricky shit and get all tricky against the Ravens. The Ravens know they have to close games and actually put it on the team and actually close the door on them and not let them come back in the game. So I think Lamar Jackson will he's been on an MVP performance this year. My MVP so far, Baker, Herbert, of course, Josh Allen after week 1. Who was I just talking about? Oh, of course, Lamar Jackson. Just right now, you know what I'm saying? Those guys are just putting on the show, and I think it's going to get better and better as the season goes on. They're all going to have to play each other eventually, and I think this year, man, it's a year that somebody's going to take a step forward. And we are going to see it. I think Mahomes is not going to, finish out on top, and I don't think the Eagles are going to finish out on top either. So I think we'll see some new blood in the Super Bowl, and I can't wait to talk to you guys all about it along the way. But again, I have Buffalo against Miami, Green Bay against Cleveland, Houston against the Jaguars, Cincinnati against Minnesota, Atlanta against Carolina, Pittsburgh. Actually, I got New England. I changed that. New England against Pittsburgh. I got Philly against the Rams. I got the Vegas Raiders against the Commanders. Of course, Tampa against the New York Jets. Tennessee against the Colts. Seahawks against the Saints. I got the Broncos over the Chargers. I think the Broncos will get this one and slow down the Chargers for one game. It's a divisional game. I don't think the Chargers are going to walk through everything. So I do think the Broncos will win that game. Bears in Dallas. I didn't talk about that game either. How did I skip that? I think the Bears might win this one. I think this might be an upset at home against the Giants. The Cowboys are favored by 1. But I think the Chicago Bears might get this one. I think they might get this one, man. Everybody's talking shit about Caleb, Ben Johnson. I think they get it together. Dallas is getting a lot of credit for being mediocre, no offense. But I think Ben Johnson and company get it together for this game. Again, I picked the Chiefs over the Giants and Baltimore Ravens over the Detroit Lions. So hopefully you guys can use that advice to maybe win y'all some money throwing a little bet. Prize Picks, if you want to holler at me, we can talk. Any betting companies want to, sponsor the pod. We ready. But yeah, use that as you may. A little bit more sports coming, and I'll talk about some shows that I'm watching. Alien Earth, Homelander, Peacemaker Season 2, and Gen V just dropped today on Prime. So a lot more to talk about. We'll get into a little commercial break, refresh, get some water. But it's the Best of Bias Podcast, episode 257, Season 4. We'll be right back. Yeah. And we are back. Welcome back to the Best of Bias podcast. I'm yours truly. Thank y'all for, being here today. This week has been very long for me. I know it has been for y'all too, man. But again, welcome to the Best of Bias. And we back. Episode 257, season 4. It's been 4 seasons of this shit. Can you guys even comprehend where we started from? I know it's been a while. 2019. I talk about this a lot, but every day, every pod, we're at episode 257. You guys remember episode 1? You guys remember episode 1? Bruh. That's crazy. But anyway, let's get back into these sports topics. Quick other sports topics before I get into the cinema corner. WNBA Playoffs has started. We have the first round going, the best of 3s. A quick update so far, the Aces and the Storm series is tied 1-1. Last night, the Storm did win in a Storm from behind victory, no pun intended, from Skylar Diggins and company, Nneka Abumake. They was balling out there, man. Aja Wilson was doing her thing. Everybody thought they were going to coast to a victory. Chelsea Gray, Jackie Young was balling out on her birthday. But the Storm came back, even the series. So it's going back to Vegas, tied 1-1 there. Vegas being the 2 seed, Storm being the 7 seed. The Atlanta Dream just lost yesterday to the Fever. I think that was the first Fever playoff win, and I don't know how long it's been. But without Caitlin Clark, without a bunch of players on the Fever, they were able to beat the Dream. For them to go back to Atlanta for a game 3 there. I feel like the NBA should do best of 3s. I don't know why they don't, but that would be kind of dope. But yes, and then the Mercury and the Liberty played today for their second game. It was 0-1. The Liberty were up, got that first victory over there in Phoenix. But today, they blew the Liberty out at home. Blew them out by a whole bunch. So the series is tied 1-1 going back to Phoenix. If New York, Sabrina and company want to try to repeat as champions, they have to get their shit together. I know they've been injured all year. JJ's been injured. Now Stewie's been injured. Sabrina's been in and out towards the end of the lineup, or end of the season going into the playoffs. So game 1 looked kind of shaky for a while, but they got it together. This game didn't look too good from the beginning. Usually the Liberty are able to come back. Natasha Cloud is able to hit a couple of 3s, get a couple of assists. Sabrina's able to get a couple of 3s and make it a close game, have them come back, but nah, it wasn't happening in this game. So that series is 1-1, again, going back to Phoenix. And then Valkyrie, shout out Valkyrie, and the Lynx, number 1 seeded Lynx. The Lynx are up 1-0 after leaving Minnesota, but now they're back in the Bay Area playing in San Francisco. Now the Valkyrie are up at halftime. As I'm seeing, they're up 41-28. So I don't know what the results are yet. So after this is out, they'll probably know the status of that. But the Valkyrie are trying to win a game and take it back to a game 3 in Minnesota. Again, the games are, the series are 3 games, so the best of 3 in this first round. So we'll see what happens there. Shout out Sabrina. Shout out the Valkyries first year. The coach won Coach of the Year. Veronica Burton won Most Improved Player. Shouts out. Let me get the coach's name. I'm sorry. That's mad disrespectful for me. It's just to go ahead and just say it like that and not another coach's name. Natalie Nikasi. Sorry if I'm pronouncing the name wrong. But shouts out you for the inaugural season, having such success. I know they're one of the most lucrative WNBA teams, and they're just being introduced and integrated to the WNBA this year. It's crazy. Shouts out to them. And hopefully you guys can get Sabrina out there with y'all so I can, solely vote for y'all. Cause I'm not a real root for y'all. I'm not a person who could really go for 2 teams like that. So hopefully some way y'all can bring Sabrina home and I can be fully with the Valkyries, because if y'all face up against Sabrina, I can't go for you. You feel me? So somehow, some way, God willing, you can bring Sabrina back home to Walnut Creek out here in the Bay Area and have her on the Valkyrie so we can all just be one for once. One time, I can have a Bay Area sports team. Sabrina, do it for the people. Come on. If it don't work out in New York. So that's kind of the double-edged sword. If you win the championship in New York, you're definitely not coming. But if you lose, it's a chance. There's a chance. If the Sabrina 2s, the first drop, was any clue to what may happen, hey, I'm ready for it. Canelo and Bud Crawford was this weekend. Hope you guys enjoyed. Was a fight of the century. Probably one of the fights we're gonna best fights we're gonna see in a long time. One of the best serious fights, anyways. Until we see some up and comers that are about it with serious records and ready to throw some things. But Canelo and Bud Crawford put on a show for everybody. Though you know how I am. I usually prefer to AKA for the aficionados type shit for the boxing, but as a casual and just not really getting into it, I saw Bud doing his thing, man. Pressing Canelo. Canelo was giving it to Bud, pause, was giving him shots, but it was like it wasn't really affecting him like it was supposed to. Like you see Canelo affect a lot of people in his fights, You could tell that the punches weren't really affecting Bud to where you kind of knew he wasn't going to get knocked out. And Bud kept pressing, landing a lot of combos on Canelo, moving a little faster than Canelo, made Canelo look old, even though Bud was older than Canelo. You know what I mean? Um, yeah, it made Canelo think twice because I think Bud could have knocked out Canelo, and Canelo was kind of afraid to put together combinations because he didn't want to pass that guard of Bud because he was smacking him up a couple times. He was eating that shit. So if you got too close, Bud could actually put you on the ground and kind of embarrass that reputation. So after the fifth and sixth round, when I didn't really see Canelo putting in any work and not really doing much. I kind of felt like Bud is just going to outbox him the whole time. Even though the take was 150 to Bud's 15 million and Canelo's popularity was the big thing of the fight. Everybody thought that Canelo was going to just cross over and I think Bud came up to that weight class if I'm not mistaken. And fought Canelo there. Big ups to Canelo for not ducking and, avoiding a really good fighter. Just kind of come to show that Bud Crawford is the best of our era right now, after Floyd. You know what I mean? 41-0, 42-0, if I'm not mistaken. He put on a good fight. There was no doubt about it. Everybody was there, could see what was happening. And shouts out to him. Put on a show out there in Vegas. Uh, you know, all we have left really is Tank versus Jake Paul and all these exhibition fights. Floyd versus Mike Tyson. Nothing really going to be as serious, as big as this. Maybe if Haney decides to, I don't know. I don't want to see Ryan Garcia anymore. None of these showy, bullshit ass fights with all this weird ass publicity around the fights. That's not really sport boxing related. This may be the last of the big ones we get to see. So I'm really happy I got to see it and experience it. Hopefully you guys did too. I'm sorry I can't really go in depth with the boxing solo like I can with other sports, but again, AKA I meant to reach out to him. So hopefully we can get an AKA out for next episode. I'll ask when he's available, but that post put in 12 hours. You know what I'm saying? If you're working like him out there, if you know about them 12-hour shifts, boy, you probably ain't got no energy to do nothing else. I'm lucky to get these videos out the time that I get them. So we'll see, but fight was good. It was on Netflix. You did your thing. We didn't have to buy it. No pay-per-view. We saw that UFC is moving from the pay-per-view model and going straight to Paramount. So this is kind of our first big view of it. It ran really smooth. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to Netflix. Even though if you're on the East Coast, at 10 o'clock, 9 o'clock start time, it's crazy to start a main event at 9 o'clock. And for those who stayed up and watch it, good on you. But damn. But I think that's it, I guess, as far as the sports go. Let's talk a little Cinema Corner, because I know it's been a while since I talked to you guys about these shows. I talked to you about it when they first started, but I didn't really get in depth as the episodes go on, because I think we're like 4 or 5 episodes in now of Alien Earth and Peacemaker. Let's start with Alien Earth, though. It's getting good, man. It's just getting weird. I don't know, man. I thought it was going to be something else, but again, I wasn't really the biggest Alien follower back in the day, so I don't really know the purpose of the movies, honestly. I know it's more so about, the people and what they do for money and the alien species, how the aliens represent a certain thing, blah, 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 blah. But in this show, there's so many points and so many similarities and so many draws from different things. The Peter Pan thing, the different types of aliens thing. Then you have the backstory of Alien. You have Prometheus connections. Do those connect to this? And then you have the synths and the cyborgs and the new shit that Wendy and them are. It's just so much to grasp at once that I'm just like, oh, what does it all mean type shit. Like Waylon Otani, who are these people? We just know they have a lot of money, but we don't know what they're planning to do with the aliens. And we know Morrow is working with Waylon Otani to get these specimens back. But what were the specimens originally going to Waylon Otani for? Is it good they crash landed on this desolate place so that these aliens couldn't get to where Waylon Otani is and possibly go into the population? I don't know if they know about these aliens yet. Spoiler alert, I should have said that before we started, but if you're caught up to where we are now, you know what questions I'm asking and you know how they resonate with where we are right now, man. I'm still trying to catch up. And we know Wendy, I'm calling her Wendy. I know that's not her real name, but that's what they're calling her as a synth. I think her name is Marcy for real. But she can talk and communicate with the xenomorphs. The xenomorph was born from her brother's lung. So what does that mean for her brother? Does that mean he's like the dad? And she can communicate. By the way, how do you guys like this xenomorphs? I know they switch a lot from CGI to practical, but sometimes it looks hella funny when you see the people in the suits kind of move around as humans. I know they're supposed to be humanoid, kind of half alien, half bullshit ass alien monsters, but it's kind of funny sometimes. But yeah. And how do you feel about, I'm talking to y'all like y'all right here, but how do y'all feel about Slightly and Morrow taking over him? And I don't know. I don't know how I feel about these synths having the brains of kids anyways. I just feel like they should have known that they'll make stupid ass decisions. I know if you put kids' brains into these things, they're easier to control. And Boy Cavalier is all about control and being smarter than everybody. So maybe kids' brains won't ever in the capability of these synths, because we know that Wendy is hella smart and can control technology and stuff. So maybe Boy Cavalier knew that if you put older adult brains into these things, they'll be able to outsmart him and he wouldn't be as dominant as he wants to be. So he just said, fuck it, put kids' brains into these. So they'll never disobey me or never overrun my control or whatever. But they make the dumbest decisions, starting with Isaac going into the lab and getting killed by the fucking zombie, the fucking fly motherfuckers. And then, you know, there's all dumb. Slightly being dumb enough to listen to Morrow and getting homie fucked up. I was trying to help the synths get out of there. He just fucking got him fucking brain penetrated by the fucking face grabber. And I knew when he was walking around talking, I was like, this bro did not get healed. It couldn't. He got impregnated, and that's just gonna bust out of his chest at any point. And what happened? Kaboom. And that shit's a squeak. Bro. Crazy. Crazy. And what's up with Kirsch, bro? What's up with Kirsch? You know, what's bro's name? The actor that plays him? Timothy Olyphant. He's doing his thing. But Kirsch, I don't know when he uploaded himself to Mother the computer, if she kind of gave him alternate objectives, if he's trying to like take out Boy Cavalier from the inside. I don't know what's going on with him, but I wish he would just reveal his plans, because he sat there and watched bro get killed and Isaac go in there and potentially get killed. So what's going on? What's going on with him? You know, his motives are crazy. I don't know what the brother's gonna do, because you're running around with aliens and cyborgs and a bunch of rich people that all are kind of against you at this point, especially at the end of this latest episode when one of the synths was pulling his homie's jaw off his mouth and was about to kill his girl, and he zapped her. You know, I think her name was, what was her name? Lib or Nibs? And what's wrong with Nibs? She needed to be taken out anyways. I know they erased her mind and they're not supposed to do that, but she was tripping, almost killed one of the handlers, and she thought she was pregnant, so she's tripping out a little bit. So she needed to be taken down a notch a little bit. But Wendy, how righteous she is, you know what I'm saying? And how she's using the alien to actually kill people. I don't know if they're children. So I don't know if her morals are there. So bruh didn't want to see his girlfriend get killed. He already got the other dude in his trouble killed. Saw his jaw get pulled off with no remorse, and he was and Nils was about to pull his girlfriend's face off her face. Have you ever got your face ripped off your face, and your face was looking at your face from being ripped off your face? That was about to happen to what's the brother's name? What's the brother's name? Joe. Joe's girlfriend was about to get her face ripped off her face and shown to her face. But he zapped her. I thought that was non-lethal, but I guess maybe it's a sense that'll fry your shit. And that may have happened to Nibs. And that may have gotten everybody on the deck killed. All his friends killed. I don't know. I don't know. And Boy Cavalier getting to kudos with this eyeball alien. I personally think this eyeball alien's gonna go inside him and take his body over, and he's gonna become some shit. That's just me. That's just me. And I feel like he wants to happen. I feel like he wants the eyeball alien to penetrate him. This guy. Go get human test subjects and put the eyeball in it, kill him. Like, what? Yeah, bro. After Isaac died, oh, there goes a 6 million. Or a good 6 billion. Like, bro, Boy Cavalier, I'm sorry. This might sound bad, but he might have to go. And I might be Team Morrow, Team Kirsch. I think they're all gonna somehow be trying to take down Boy Cavalier. Cause he manufactured this plane to crash, this ship to crash, that killed hella people, let the aliens out, got people killed, and he's just doing all this orchestrating all this, not caring about human lives and any lives. It's crazy. So man, there's Lydell's mixed review of where we at in Alien Earth so far on FX right now. Go watch that shit. It's on Hulu as well if you got it. Peacemaker season 2 so far, it's cool. I mean, nothing has really moved forward from the last couple episodes. Episode 1, you kind of just are thrown back into the world of Peacemaker and let us know, oh yeah, he saved the world recently, but nobody likes him still, you know. And we talked about that episode, and he kind of stumbles into you know, his little dimension thing where he sees another dimension that's just like his, but it seems as though the Peacemaker in that world is liked by everybody. He has hardcore by his side. His brother's still alive. His dad's still alive. They're a crime fighting team, and he goes out, people actually recognize him as a hero. So he feels like this place is a good place for him. But as the episodes go on, we start to notice a lot of shit is crazy about this alternate universe. We don't see a lot of black people there or minorities of any kind. Hardcore is a little different in this time. They hear about Peacemaker in this world being a drug addict and maybe having to go to rehab and kind of being a dickhead, possibly. We didn't really get to see it because right when they kind of interacted with each other, they just started fighting, and Peacemaker from our universe actually just kills him off the bat. So we don't really know his character yet. I think we're going to slowly kind of find out what this Peacemaker and what this world is all about for real, for real. But it's gonna get good. They said the last couple of episodes are like a whole nother TV show, and it's gonna tie in the Superman stuff hella deep and usher in the next phases, and all this shit right now is just kind of build up, and it kind of is because it's all been kind of the same. We haven't really got to see much of Vigilante. We focus a lot on Economos, and I like Hardcore's arc. She's trying to find herself after the first season. She's blackballed by Amanda Waller. She just fights niggas all day, gets her ass whooped, and likes it just to find that inner self that she used to have, going out in the field and whooping ass. But it seems like she is working with Flag Senior. Maybe she was dating Rick Flag secretly in our universe and we didn't know about it. And after Peacemaker killed him, you know, she knows that Peacemaker killed Rick Flag, and we know about that shit, so that may be canon here. I think it is canon here. That's obviously canon here. But in this next universe, I don't know. Rick Flag is still alive, so maybe, you know, Rick Flag Jr. Will get crossed back over in the Universe 1, and he'll try to have a peace offering, so maybe Rick Flag will stop chasing him around because now he's being hunted. I think something's going to happen to Eagly. Because Eagly whooped everybody's ass in the universe that we're in, and they hired this eagle hunter who has some crazy ass motherfucking powers that we saw in the most recent episode where he can motherfucking go out of body and track eagles, and they all know where he is. He tried to run away to this cabin and transport the dimension closet thing to another house. It was kind of crazy. There's a backstory of his dad and his brothers killing an alien in his universe and in his past life, and it shows how he kind of gets his tech. He killed the alien who had future tech. It's kind of probably going to slowly show us how this happened, but killed the alien who had future tech that came down to Earth, and it's showing us that Peacemaker actually kind of built all this shit from alien tech. So we're starting to learn a little bit about the Peacemaker in our world, but he's so devastated by nobody really fucking with him in our world. He's trying to get Hardcore back. He's trying to join the Justice Gang, but nobody fucks with him no matter how hard he tries in his universe. So he keeps going back to this other universe that he thinks is perfect, but I think we're slowly going to figure out that it's shitty. And I think Eagly's going to get snatched up too. Tim Meadows is hella funny. James Gunn's going to do his comedy thing no matter what, and the team that's chasing him is hella funny, but we'll see. It's moving a little slow, but I have faith in it. It's still funny. You guys should check it out. HBO Max. Spoiler for that too. Check that out. But it's getting better. It's getting better. Not that it's not really good. It's just kind of mostly comedy at the beginning. I'm still trying to see how it ties in because this is supposed to be a sequel kind of to Superman that we just saw. So I want to see some DCU stuff and some DCU tie-ins more so than just the comedy and the nudity and seeing dicks and shit and titties from, I get it. We can see that anywhere else. Let's get this is DCU. This is a new DCU. We need to see some DC tie-ins. Come on now. You left us wanting more after Superman. To get to it. Let's get to it. Gen V just started. Prime dropped today. Fed the streets with 3 episodes. Check that out. I won't spoil too much because it just dropped today. I'll let you guys watch that. Check it out. It's a next series and what happens. Marie, Emma, Jordan, the gang are all back after, the last season ended with the people in the forest, the little jail that they had all these mutants in, these superpowered beings in. They let them out, started killing people on campus. And then, the bloodbender Marie, came out there and ripped Emma, the mind lady that was going to control everybody, made Sam go ahead and start killing people out there. After they apprehended that, and we saw in the last scene of the first episode where Peacemaker laser beam Marie and she woke up in the jail. We start this season with them being let out of jail and Marie actually breaking out of the jail. I don't really explain how Marie breaks out of jail. But they're being let out of jail. You know how Vought tries to cover everything up, make everything look all honky-dory, and they're trying to get students to come to the school and eventually join the Seven, so they try to spin it, the Amanda Waller way, the Dave Fontaine way, if I'm throwing in some Marvel references, you know what I'm saying? What's her name? Stefania de la Fontaine from, what was that shit called? Thunderbolts? But anyways, it's good, man. I'll let you guys check it out. I'll do some more reviews on episodes 1 through 3 and episode 4 probably next week to get a little bit more into it because I don't want to really review it right now if you haven't seen it. Actually, it'll be Friday by the time, but it's good, man. It throws you in. Rest in peace. I want to throw rest in peace to Chase Perdomo, who played Andre in the first season, who passed away before season 2 took place. They pay him homage in the first couple of episodes and kind of write him off, but they do it in a respectful way. Don't get too crazy about it. But it's amazing. I like Gen V. I love The Boys. I love everything they're doing over there at Prime. I'm watching the Terminalist Wolf. What's it called? Lone Wolf, or you know what I'm talking about. The new Terminalist season's on there as well. So check that out as well. We'll get back to some Gen V stuff a little bit more in depth. I'll give you guys a little time to watch that. But I guess that's the end. If you guys watching anything you guys want me to watch, type it in the chat down there. Let me know. Because, we're always looking for new shit to watch. Always looking for new shows, new movies. We'll get in the movie soon for you guys. I haven't seen The Long Walk yet. I think Him is coming out this weekend, if I'm not mistaken. So I will be seeing Him so I can review that for you guys real soon. New music's coming out. Actually, no, Young Thug album got pushed back a couple of weeks. I think it's coming out on the 26th. It was going to come out this week, but it's not out yet. But check out the new music that's in stores now. Check out something to vibe to. Episode 257, man. It's in the podcast where I like to let them know where you can find me at. But it's SAC_Lydell, anywhere you can find me. SAC_ on Instagram. Patrick_Lydell on the Snapchat. Best of Bias everywhere else, you know what I mean? Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, where you can find this video, aka put some together so smooth, so well. Thank you, aka. If you want to be on the pod, just let me know. Hit me up. You know where to find me at. All the places that just dropped. I'm ready for anybody to be on. We can talk about anything you want to talk about. There's a lot of political stuff going on right now. If you want to have a political conversation, we don't really talk about that much on the Best of Bias podcast, but I'm willing to have those conversations if the people want to hear that. You know what I'm saying? Betting information, sports is coming every week, more NFL updates, fantasy football updates, advice, all that jazz. I'm going to try to mix it up for you, get both in there. I don't want to leave nothing out because everything I want to talk about everything and get your opinions on it and make sure, I have an opinion on it. There's plenty of stuff in pop culture I skipped, but I will get into that probably next week because there's plenty of shit happening all the time. but I had to get these sports out, and I had to get the cinema corner out before it got too late. But go watch Alien Earth, go watch Peacemaker, go watch Gen V, go watch The Terminalist, go watch, we didn't talk about the Emmys yet. I'll talk about that soon too. The studio won hella awards. Shout out to the Penguin, Christina, I forgot your last name. She acted her ass off, didn't win last year. She got the awards this year. I think I have the names here. I'm not gonna do that to y'all, cause I need to say y'all names. Tramel Tillman, for Outstanding Supporting Actor in Drama Series for Severance. Shout out you. I'm probably gonna be in for Halloween. I think it's the first, black male, to win Outstanding Supporting Actor in a Drama Series. And also shout out to Kristen Milioti, because again, she did her thing in The Penguin, and she didn't get her credit last year. I think that, she should have won over, who won? Jodie Foster in, for True Detective. I think Kristen deserved it last year, but she got her flowers this year. I'll talk a little bit more about the Emmys next episode, but I'll be remiss if I didn't talk about those winners. And again, shout out the studio. Won all kinds of awards. Shout out Seth Rogen. Show is amazing. If you haven't seen that, it's on Apple TV Plus. And so is Platonic. He got double shows on there that are hella funny. He's doing this comedy thing. But yeah, that's it, y'all. Thank y'all for being here. Again, it's episode 257 in season 4 of the Best of Bias podcast. I'm your host, Lydell Dinero. And thank y'all for always supporting me and being here. And I hope you had a good time. Come back now, you hear? Where that theme song at? It's right here. Let's go.
It's the best of bias. You need the earful, you should try us. From pop culture to the movies to unite us. It's the best of bias. Best of bias. Yeah, it's the best of bias.